Houston in the second round, and that he would things would get back to more normalcy for the Lakers in terms of using their size. And we talked about Dwight Howard in the pregame show. What'd you see from him?
Dwight was great. His energy was infectious on both ends of the floor. He got stops. On the defensive end, he ran the floor right here in the pick and roll where we thought he struggled. Freeze it right here. So Dwight, if you run it back just a little bit, Dwight kicks Danny Green out. Danny Green can no longer recover to Gary Harris. He sees the numbers. Dwight communicates and kick him back out. Go ahead and run it. So he kicks him out here to take the three-pointer away from Jokic. Now he causes a turnover. Lakers are off to the races, which transition has been big for them, and they're always sparked by the LeBron James lob. Here we go again with Dwight on the high screen and roll. Now Jokic here is frustrated, asking for a bailout.
That was an
offensive foul.
Come on.
Stop asking for a bailout. Again, he guards the screen and roll and come up with the block.
Give me that. Say it, Kenny.
Dwight's been great in this.
Say it, Kenny. Say it, Kenny.
Dwight's getting it done.
Kenny, on the Denver side.
See, I'm ready.
I know. Look at you.
Draymond is too fast, man. I'm calling Draymond. I'm calling Draymond. He's too fast. Hey, you know what? I'm still a little concerned if I'm a Laker fan or I'm in the Lakers, because I think even obviously with what's going on, they've actually been able to stay in. But they have the advantages that they want. So anytime they get down 8, 10 points, 7 points, you go to Murray, because Murray Caruso's just too little to keep him from getting a shot. Okay, we get a switch. We get even a switch that we want, because Dwight Howard's going to come back, and now he's lost in transition because his natural instinct was to go to the basket and not to stay with the shooter. Again, we get the pick and roll, freeze it here. Now I got Danny Green over here. I got the shooter in the corner. I got the matchup I want, because I think I'm a little more quicker foot than Danny Green is at this stage of his career. So I'm going to take him off the dribble, get into the lane and shoot over him, and now it makes an 8-point lead, a 10-point lead now, it's an 8-point game. Again, freeze it here, and the other guy that I think could be big in this series to keep it going longer and longer and making it tougher for the Lakers, who should be favored, is Paul Millsap. He is a unique cover for Kuzma. When you switch out a guard like the Lakers like to switch, he's powerful enough to score and get back into his all-star sprinting mode. So to me, they're always going to be around because they have a couple of advantages that I wanted to see if they were able to take it, do it in this half. So this is consistent, I think, for the rest of the series. They're going to be around for a long time in this series.
Murray's got 15. Jokic has 11. Has not attempted a three-pointer in this game. What'd you think, Chuck?
I thought that what I said before the game, if they have some guys that can match up with Jokic, Murray's going to do his thing. But this is just a tough series because Jokic can't keep Dwight off the board because he's so active. But also, when he has to guard Anthony Davis, they were going at his head. And he's going to always be in foul trouble. I saw nothing in that first half to make me think that the Nuggets can beat the Lakers. Can they win a game? Yes, they can win a game. But they don't put in the fear of these Lakers' hearts.
The Nuggets got them right where they want them, down 70-59. 23 wins this year, NBA high, when they trailed at the half.
Hey, the Clippers not come through that door, Ernie.
You're watching the American Express Halftime Report. Now is the time to shop small
Watson, but he's so low on the TV. They didn't go that low.
6:30 is when we hit the air on Sunday. Oh, Bubba's still in there, by the way, Chuckster.
Yeah, but I'm saying they didn't want to show on the bottom of the leaderboard, so I couldn't find his name.
Man, I had Draymond here, man.
They go that dog again. That's funny.
That's the second best one. We all know what the best one was.
That's awesome.
We'll see y'all on Inside the NBA a bit later. Nuggets down 11.
Can't wait to tell everyone about AT&T's big 5G news.
Reach no force. Second half comebacks, being down by 10, 12 points, and making their move in the second half. So our work is not anywhere near finished. We're the aggressor tonight. We're the most aggressive team. We're taking it to them on the crashing, the free throw crashing, driving the basket, rolling hard, all those types of things. We're earning those free throws.
And they have a ton of them. 32 free throw attempts for the Lakers as we get underway here in this third quarter. Denver down 11. LeBron James, Anthony Davis, both had good first halves. Chris, the Denver Nuggets and Frank Vogel hit on it. They've been a second half team. You see the numbers right there. They've had big comebacks throughout their regular season and the playoffs.
Well, I'll tell you what, my mom's a teacher, and one thing I know is when a teacher asks a question and everybody's engaged, that means it's been a good teacher. And so right there, Frank Vogel brought that point up, and no team has had more comebacks from 15 or more than this Denver Nuggets team, Rick.
How about Dwight Howard getting the start here in the second half over JaVale McGee? His activity paying dividends in that second quarter. Him and Rondo and the Lakers starting that second quarter on a 17-1 run here as the Joker picks up his fourth foul here.
Unbelievable.
Physical play, and that's what Dwight Howard brings, frustrating offensive players.
Howard was a difference maker, and LeBron James rewards Flying high, Dwight Howard. Year 17 to year 16 in the NBA. Turning the clock back a little bit, those two.
See what between Dwight Howard, JaVale McGee, and his limited minutes in that first quarter, and Anthony Davis, they have kind of taken the Joker out of this game right here. He's just not engaged with these 4 fouls.
Little sidestep by Jokic.
It's so tough. It's like in the Tim Duncan days. You have to get by a great defender like Tim Duncan. And if you do, you're met at the rim by David Robinson. The length right here is so tough for the Lakers.
Lakers with 17 assists now, only 3 turnovers. And big games turned in by James and Davis already. And Howard was a difference maker on that big run Reggie talked about in the second quarter. That 17-1 start for the Lakers. Here's Millsap. Jokic now with 4 fouls. Murray with 3 fouls. Millsap with 3 fouls in that first half as well. Those 3 spent a good portion of that second quarter on the bench. Grant can't hit. And it's Davis with a rebound and no whistles right there.
Look, they don't want to give Jokic his 5th foul. If he did not have 4, there's a lot of contact down there.
I think you're right. That the officials had that look on their face, that nothing to see here kind of look. Murray on James. Bullet pass to Caldwell. Pope steps into a 2.
Nothing wrong with the nice 18-footer. We get so enamored with the 3-point line. Nice job there by KCP with the pump fake.
Feels like for whatever reason the mid-range, it always makes a comeback in the playoffs, but especially the bubble playoffs this year. We've seen a ton of 2s. 2-man game, Grant and Jokic. He's got James on him now. Here's Murray with Howard on him. Just shakes him loose and rattles home a 3. Nuggets know they're going to need a big second half performance from Murray and Jokic. 18 points for Jamal Murray. His second made 3. James finding Davis. Millsap on him. Gets by him. Davis scores it. He's checking with Allie the Force. She had a chance to visit with Michael Malone. What do you allow, Allie?
BA, the 32 free throw attempts were certainly troubling, but he said fouls aside, I want to stick to our original game plan, which is get back in transition and make them play in the half court. There's no denying the Lakers, 19% of their possessions come in transition this postseason. That is by far the most of any team in the postseason, so he doesn't want the team to get caught up in the foul calling and forget about that. He also said offensively, we have to stay in attack mode and put the pressure on their defense.
All right, good stuff there, Allie. Harris in attack mode, lost it off his leg. That was a nice play by Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, forcing that turnover. Denver had 7 turnovers in the first 6 minutes of the second quarter. Protected the ball well in the last 6 minutes, had none as James misses a 3. Denver, they'll be happy with those shots the rest of this half. LeBron rolled his left ankle, but has shown no signs for the worse here of that. Good find by Murray. In the corner is Grant. Can't hit the 3.
It's those shots that they're going to have to make here in this series to be successful. Those wide open corner 3s from dribble penetration.
Denver just 5 for 16 from behind the arc. Murray, the only Nugget with multiple 3s in the game. Grant draws the LeBron James assignment. Backs his way in, they clear it out. And Grant making it tough for him. Shot clock down to 9. All LeBron here, he spins, LeBron goes. Harris for 3, no. Danny Green, I beg your pardon. And now it's James, gets the offensive board, he'll reset it. Anthony Davis along 2. And finally secured by Grant.
Good D by Millsap that time, stunting and not letting Davis drive by him, forcing the tough jumper.
Millsap gives it up. 3-pointer is up and in for Jamal Murray. That's his 3rd 3-pointer made. Murray now 7 of 10 shooting. 3 of those are 3s. He's got 21. Davis gets it deep. Oh, tough shot. Howard right there. And Dwight Howard with the putback.
What an efficient evening for Dwight Howard. 9 points, 3 rebounds. Very solid at the defensive end here.
It's going to be on the sideline. That'll be Laker ball.
Paul Millsap creating offense here, which has been a struggle for Jamal Murray, 21 points. And Dwight Howard with the putback got the starting nod here in the second half for the Lakers.
Get a stop, Blue, get a stop.
Can you show me our pick and rolls? Why is it so crowded? They pulling over heavy.
Hey, I got Pope. Ma, take Caruso. Ma, Mike, you take Caruso.
Appreciate those guys wearing the microphones for us. Saw a conversation with Miles Simon. I mean, McGee hasn't played yet in this second half. It was Dwight Howard who got the start. Always active on the bench. Got a couple of rings with the Warriors. 11-point game, turnover for the Lakers. Now they give it right back to Nuggets as Kentavious Caldwell-Pope is fouled by Harris.
Denver just can't seem to get out of their own way. Every time they have a chance to creep back in this ball game, silly turnover.
Doesn't it feel like one of those games you look up, it feels like an 18, 22-point lead, something like that, but it's not. A lot of missed free throws for the Lakers as LeBron bullies his way in, gives it up. Nice find. Davis hits a three. Anthony Davis on the find from LeBron James.
That shows you the versatility of Anthony Davis, being able to knock down those threes.
Harris, little pull-up is good. Yeah, that was the first made three by Davis. LeBron James now 9 assists in the game. He's 15, 6, and 9.
Grant is just out there working so hard. And LeBron's still able to find open players on his team.
Danny Green in the corner. He's open. And Howard kept that one alive. Right back to Green. Here's LeBron now. Gives it up. And Dwight Howard scores it. Boy, what an impact he's had. I give you guys credit. You called it early, and you asked Frank Vogel about Dwight Howard. He had that wry smile. Both you guys thought Dwight Howard could be an impact player in this series, and he has been tonight. Davis hit the deck. Millsap gets it right back. Oh, he missed the layup. A golden opportunity for Denver. They can't hit it. Now Caldwell Pope hits a three. LeBron set him up beautifully. Double-digit assist totals for LeBron James now.
And it usually happens this way. A missed layup at one end and a 5-point turnaround here by the Lakers. Little alley pass here from LeBron James to Dwight Howard, and in transition again. Caldwell Pope knocking down his third three of the evening.
Imagine if
Denver needing more from Jokic. He's been playing in foul trouble here tonight.
Yeah, Dwight Howard upset that time with KCP. It should have been a switch on the pin down with Jokic. You can't let big fella get a little bit of space like that, or he'll knock the jumper down every time.
Nice save over there by Caldwell Pope. Rondo with 6 on the shot clock. Calling for Howard. Here's Davis now. Shot clock ticks down to 1. Long 3 is up. Desperation. And it missed the rim. Shot clock violation.
It's probably Denver's best defensive possession right there all game long. Now you've got Michael Porter Jr. on the floor here, who's really struggled tonight. 0 of 5, 2 points. The third leading scorer in this restart for the Nuggets.
And with Rondo on him, it seems like you get him cutting to the basket or closer to the cup.
And he's got to engage himself.
Jokic, head up. Now he finds Porter. Davis on him, and there he finds Harris. Good look. Harris comes up short. Boy, never had that one laced up, did he? And that's off the shoulder of a Nugget. That'll be Laker ball.
That's what you want from Porter. Reggie just said it. You got to engage yourself. You got to cut. You got to be aggressive. And if you don't have the shot, find an open teammate.
Rondo directing traffic with LeBron on the bench. It's been a very effective group for the Lakers up top. Howard throws it down. Rondo set him up beautifully.
That was personal. Rondo did that because Howard was upset that the play before Jokic got a wide open jump shot. He then set the same screen for his big fella.
And on the run out, KCP, a two-handed jam. Another great pass in transition. The Lakers up 19 now. They pushed it to their biggest lead. Jokic. Danny Green on him. They clear it out. Jokic goes to the hole, gives it up. The cutter is Grant, and he's met by Davis. Laker ball here.
Tell you what, 11 fast break points make that 13 for the Lakers, and here a little bit of payback, throwing it up. So the former dunk champion and KCP saying, wait a minute, I can't be in a dunk contest, but I can finish strong with the best of them.
Rewarded for running the floor, both of those guys, Caldwell Pope and Dwight Howard. The run is 14-4 Los Angeles. 19-point lead as we go into 3 minutes here in this third quarter. Rondo, 6 on the shot clock. That was deflected. Davis again, late clock, over Jokic. Oh, he hits it.
Everything clicking now for the Lakers.
That's an 11-2 run. Davis has 24. Jokic gets Howard up in the air, and the foul, and a chance at a three-point play.
Got the shot clock running down here. Miscommunication at the offensive end, and Anthony Davis knocks down his 24th point. Patience down low by the Joker. A little bit of contact. Hasn't been his type of night tonight. Kind of held in check a little bit. Only 5 rebounds. More importantly, how about this, guys? Only 2 assists. We talked about in the opening, Chris, you talked about his brilliant passing. I think the Lakers have done a great job defensively of finding those cutters and not letting him kill him in different ways.
Yeah, because most big fellas can't keep up with him, so they space him. And if he doesn't want to shoot, he has a wide open passing lane. Again, the lateral quickness of Dwight Howard, JaVale McGee didn't allow that tonight early on.
Jokic coming off a 13-assist game and a triple-double against the Clippers in Game 7. Rondo goes right by Porter and finishes with the left hand. Oh, impressive take to the basket by Rondo. Jokic scored 11 points in his first 11 minutes tonight in the first quarter, then got himself into foul trouble. Sitting on 18, 2-man game with Murray. That's a staple for the Nuggets. No secrets there. There's a bullet pass to Craig, runs into a wall with Davis. And now Monte Morris has to take a tough shot. Jokic there to follow, no. And that'll be Denver ball, and Jokic is down. Might have taken one across the chops.
It's not fair, B.A. and Reggie. And again, Denver, they can handle themselves well against any team in the league. But look at this. You get past one 7-footer, and there's another 7-footer waiting for you, or a 6'8" athletic guy going up for the shot. And so for Jokic, that doesn't have another big man in there with him right now, he's taking the worst for the wear when you talk about getting physical inside.
Lakers defensive rating in the regular season was number 3. They've been excellent here in the playoffs as well, and Caruso is going to be called for the foul on Jokic. Alex Caruso competing in his first NBA playoffs in just his 3rd year.
Yeah, he's very fortunate that wasn't number 5. The hook there by Jokic. The officials know he has 4.
Or number 6.
Kuzma steps on the baseline, so 7 on the shot clock. Denver ball here. Nuggets down 20, and the Lakers looking as dominant as we saw them in the final 4 games of that series against the Rockets.
A lot of this damage has been done, sorry Chris, with LeBron on the bench.
Yeah, LeBron sitting with 15 points and 11 assists. Jokic just hammered inside as LeBron returns to the floor. And let's see, they're going to get Davis or LeBron James. It'll be on LeBron here.
But you know what, guys, since the first day of training camp, this is who I thought the Lakers would be. The first thing you heard Anthony Davis and others talk about was defense. We know Frank Vogel's history, whether you've seen him in Indiana or other places, what he can do with a great team.
Jokic knocks down the first. Chance to remind you that the NBA playoffs on TNT brought to you by American Express. Now is the time to shop small and support the places you love. And by Taco Bell. Order ahead and pick up your favorites at our...
You look at the numbers here. Jokic is about ready to have 20. Murray has 21. So your 2 stars are getting close to their average. But what's made Denver so successful throughout these playoff runs is there are others. And there are others that struggled. Gary Harris tonight, 2 of 7, 5 points. We talked about Michael Porter Jr., the third leading scorer. And Anthony Davis, my goodness, Rondo is just putting on a show out here.
Come on. The lobs are everywhere, Reg. Boy, that was special right there. And now Rondo forcing that turnover. Here goes Caruso out of the pack. Gives it up. Rondo, bounce pass. Davis patient, and a 2-handed jam. The Lakers just destroying Denver in transition. Opening up their biggest lead now at 22.
And Rondo, 7 assists off the bench for Frank Vogel and the Lakers.
He's had at least 4 lobs. And now Jokic, that's going to be a block on Davis. Jokic has scored the last 7 points for Denver. Boy, these 2, wow, they've got something special. You know, Rondo, Davis, good find that time on a bounce pass. Yeah, you see that? I saw that, J.R. Smith. We all saw that.
But see, Webb, you know what that also does, too? It takes a lot of pressure off LeBron to always be the facilitator and have the ball in his hand.
Yeah, and if he keeps up this way, Reg, you rest him and you let him, take care of that ankle that's not that bad, the way he still has a 39-inch vertical up there. But you're so right, and it allows other guys to come in and get a playing rhythm and not just have to be inserted in a tough game later on.
And in Frank Vogel's ideal world, it's 18 and 18. 18 minutes on the ball with LeBron, 18 off. Obviously, that changes depending on the game, but when Rondo was out, a lot of that load went to Alex Caruso. It's a different dynamic. Rondo had back spasms, missed the entire round 1 against Portland. Now he goes strong again, misses. Davis trying to keep it alive and comes away from the pack with it, taking on 3 Nuggets. And a little turnaround jump hook is good. Man, what a performance by Anthony Davis. He's got 30 now, 13 in the quarter. Jokic with Caruso on him. Finds Grant. Corner 3 is up. No good. Porter flying high. And the putback by Michael Porter Jr.
And I'd like to see them get Michael Porter Jr. in the pick and roll. I don't like athletic players just standing around posing as specialists. You want these guys to get in. Great offensive rebound that time, taking them on himself to get an extra possession for his team.
Rondo is fouled here. Well, you remember the comments Michael Porter Jr. had as they were down 3-1 in that series to the Clippers. It was a little surprising, I think, for everybody involved that a rookie would speak up that way. And he said basically we need to spread the wealth a little more, need to get more involved. Paraphrasing there, but that was the general idea. Davis draws the foul on Jokic.
5 on Jokic now.
Michael Malone telling us they did handle all that internally. They haven't lost since the Denver Nuggets. And Porter, it kind of started playing that way, did the Nuggets, as they came back from 3-1 down to the Clippers. Yeah, that was a foul. Jokic picks up number 5 as we get to the end of this third quarter.
Now look, his message.
I have no problem with
No, he's right about his message. The problem is you can't say that to the media and let it get out, because now you're throwing not only your coach but the rest of your team underneath the bus. Say that in the locker room. But the message is right, because he was right.
And he's one of the most potent offensive players on this team, and he does need to rock.
Another free throw here for Davis. Don't forget, you can get more action on FanDuel and look for the final basket bonus during the NBA playoffs. FanDuel gives you more ways to win with sports betting, daily fantasy, and free-to-play games. Twice the Nuggets coming back from 3-1 down, setting NBA history doing that in the same playoff series. But the Lakers have their thumb on them here tonight as Anthony Davis has scored the last 9 points for LA. Final heave of the quarter. And that'll take us to the end of third. Boy, just a dominant performance once again for the Lakers. One more quarter to go. Lakers go plus 13 in the third quarter. You're watching the NBA Western Conference Finals on TNT, and it's presented by AT&T.
Come on, he had a broken thumb. He came back 5 months later, game 1 against Houston. He's doing it all. 7 assists, no turnovers. His name is Rondo!
Oh, I can feel those Twitter thumbs going right now.
I woke somebody up out there.
Hot.
There you go. Let it out. Let it out.
Look at those assists. Rondo and LeBron James, 18 assists. But what's key in that? 1 turnover with those 18 assists from those two. That came from LeBron. Rondo has not turned it over yet. Been a big game 1 performance here by the Lakers. After losing game 1s in their first 2 series. P.J. Dozier getting some run here for Denver to start this 4th quarter.
Michael Malone looking for a little spark here. Dozier has not played a lot in these playoffs, but this is a guy that Michael Malone they trust. Guy 6'4", 6'5", could probably either guard position.
Excellent defender. Rondo open for 3. Oh, he's having a night. Rajon Rondo, you give him 6 days off, and he has come in here firing on all cylinders. And Rondo called for the foul. I believe that's on Rondo. Yep. So that'll be Denver ball. Just underway in this 4th quarter. Talked about how good of a second half team the Nuggets have been, and then the Lakers just handed to them in that 3rd quarter. They go plus 13, hold them to 20 points in the 3rd quarter. Morris hangs, and the follow. Plumlee gets his own, and Plumlee sticks it back. Check in with Allie LaForge. She's got more on Rajon Rondo. What do you have, Allie?
Just a little bit on his assist numbers, because we keep talking about all the records that LeBron is breaking for career playoff numbers. But if over the next 6 games, since he's already at 7 in this game, he averages 7 assists per game, he will be 6th all-time in playoff assists by the end of the next 6 games. So we have a little bit of the history books on the line here.
Yeah, and just making a huge impact on all facets as Porter hits the 3. I was very interested to see how experience was going to pay off in the bubble. And Chris, you talked about it the first game we did here, the bubble being the great equalizer. We're seeing a lot of young players having great performances.
Yeah, we are.
Not in those hostile environments.
Yeah, we are, because they're skilled, number 1, and they've been working a long time in practice. But as you know, Reg, without that tangible momentum, without somebody saying, hey, rookie, you don't belong here, without going home down 0-2 and hearing your fans kind of murmur, it's a little bit easy at times.
Nice reverse dunk by Plumlee. That was a nice find by Porter.
Looks like Porter Jr. is a little bit more engaged offensively here now to start this 4th.
Well, with Jokic and Murray on the bench, Porter free to roam. Here come the Nuggets again. Dozier gives it up. Grant on the take. Grant with the reverse. Missed it. And now LeBron. Head of steam coming, and Dozier fouls him. Not a bad idea.
Yeah, I'd foul him out there too.
Yeah.
Dozier has seen those highlights by LeBron.
Dozier in just his 3rd year out of South Carolina. James. And now they get the switch with Plumlee on him. Dozier there to help if need be. Kuzma cuts. LeBron lets him go. And now LeBron step back 3. And Grant with a rebound. Lakers have pushed it to a 27-point lead. Caruso so active. Almost forced a turnover. Grant passes one up in the corner. Steps in for a 2. He's got it. He's going to draw a big assignment this series. Usually does. Moved into that starting lineup in the Utah series. Draws the best perimeter player on the other team, and he's got LeBron duty here in this series. Here's Morris again for 3. Nope. And there's Porter with a board.
And just look at this lineup for the Lakers. You could say Morris is playing center, but it could be LeBron playing center. It could be Kuzma, because all 3 of those guys are like size. And now they have 4 ball handlers on the floor, all except Morris, and they have knockdown shooters, so they can go tall with 2 7-footers, or they can go to this small lineup.
Well, it shows you the versatility, and that's how Rob Pelinka built this roster to be able to play against big, taller teams, more physical teams, or what the modern day NBA is, with a lot of flexibility with smaller players and light players at every position.
There's Rob Pelinka. Got his Lakers in position now. A franchise with 16 NBA titles, 41st conference finals appearance. They've never lost to Denver in the NBA playoffs, by the way. They've matched up on 6 occasions. And this proud franchise who had a 6-year drought. Frank Vogel in his first year, LeBron James year 2. Groin injury last year, missing the playoffs. They're back as the top seed. And the combination of LeBron and AD is formidable as it gets. Both first-team All-NBA performers this year.
You think about what he's done, having the best record in the Western Conference, in my opinion, the toughest conference, and proven over the last few years, and being out the playoffs that long. No team has ever been out the playoffs for that long of a time and came back. It's a great job by LeBron and his concentration all year long.
Yeah, not only a 6-year drought, but coming back as the #1 seed, and now an opportunity to perhaps go to the NBA Finals with 4 more wins. Good steal by Morris. Here's Porter. Freight train coming, lays it in with a left hand. And you see right away the incredible athleticism of Michael Porter Jr. 8-0 Denver run. Porter been a big part of it here in this 4th quarter. This is the NBA Western Conference Final on TNT. It's presented by AT&T 5.
Commercial break. Commercial break. Commercial break. Commercial break.
for a chance to win tickets. Say hi to all the virtual fans out there. Fist bumps to you all. Technically a Laker home game. By the way, guys, let's take a look at the upcoming conference schedule. ESPN tomorrow, Celtics Heat, 8:30 Eastern, Game 3, and it's 2-0 Miami.
I was going to say with the upcoming schedule, and I don't know if you saw the dog out there. The dog looks sad. I think the dog was a Denver fan. I just wanted to make sure he got his props watching his favorite team.
It does beg the question, who let the dogs out? Oh, my goodness. Put on both. Put on both. Rondo turning the corner, a little floater up and over the backboard. Okay, give him an H. Wow.
So I guess what they say about playoff Rondo is true.
Porter, there's a foul away from the ball, I believe. Courtney Kirkland with the call. How about the angle on this shot?
Oh, man, you're right. This is some Pistol Pete, Larry Bird behind the backboard.
Come on.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful.
That's great camera work right there.
Great crew here. Been here for 2+ months now as Plumlee is fouled. Our guys led in the truck by Tom Heights, Andrew Greathouse. Been a pleasure being with our terrific TNT crew. And the ESPN crews are here. We're sharing the same hotel. We're having lunches and getting to know our colleagues over at ESPN.
We got the legend Doris Burke behind us, okay?
She can go get 20 right now.
Right?
Yes.
Working with PJ Carlissimo and Mark Kestisher, so
DB
great
in
to
the
see
house.
them. Been a very interesting experience here in the bubble. One we'll never forget. All that's gone on, and the fact that the NBA has been at this point able to pull this off with no positive tests at all, knock on wood. It's been an amazing experience. Give them a lot of credit.
Definitely the planning, the execution.
That was a lane violation by Porter Jr. on that free throw.
Rondo, there's another bounce pass to Davis, and he'll finish. Good catch by Davis. That's the second overhead bounce pass that Rondo has delivered in this game. Just having a huge night. Davis is 35 and 10 right now. Up top from Plumlee. Here's Rondo again. Been in control. Davis. Got Jeremy Grant on him. He'll just pull it, knock it down. 37 for Anthony Davis, Reg.
So easy.
What a performance. 37 points, 10 rebounds. Anthony Davis and the Lakers are rolling here in Game 1.
Kugent is
Commercial break. Commercial break. Commercial break. Commercial break.
Power of voting, while also giving them the tools, the knowledge, the mechanisms to create real change through the program that he calls More Than a Vote. We've talked a lot about it. The latest mission, which features a commercial narrated by LeBron, is called We Got Next. Its goal is to help staff polling locations with young activists, specifically at polling locations in Black communities, to keep the high-risk older workers safe and at home and encourage young people to vote and be active. So far, you guys, we have seen the bubble as an environment that has made real change across the country. The league created a social justice coalition. 20 teams have committed their arenas or their practice facilities for voting-related activities, and the jerseys from the first round of games with the social justice messages on them, they're going to be auctioned off, and the proceeds are going to benefit the social justice reform. So it's really cool stuff happening here in the bubble.
And it shows you the guy with the biggest voice and the face of the NBA, how big of an impact that he's had on the younger generation in such a pivotal time in our country with so much, civic unrest and social injustice. Just a great job by LeBron James, just getting everyone on board. I love the polling places, either at arenas or practice facilities. That is huge.
I agree, Reggie, and I think to all those that said, wait a minute, don't do anything, come back and plan, I think you have your answer. And this is just the beginning of what he, and it's more than a vote, wants to do in our communities.
Some sloppy play here back and forth. By the way, I hope you had a chance to catch the Arena show earlier tonight on TNT that preceded us. Outstanding work led by Kerry Champion and company. That was excellent. Draymond Green involved in that as well, Isaiah. And the Arena, presented by Tractor Supply Company, continues Sunday. Draymond Green, Isaiah Thomas, Kerry Champion. Coverage begins at 5:30 Eastern right here on TNT. They put in a lot of work, a lot of time, and great effort. Outstanding program.
So, C-Web, do you think that LeBron is a little bit upset that he didn't pick up the hardware this year of the MVP? Giannis, we were talking about earlier, back-to-back MVPs. You think he's upset this year? Because LeBron's had an unbelievable year. Finished second in voting behind Giannis. Think he feels a little bit slighted?
I do, because he's the ultimate competitor, but I think he likes being slighted,
right?
So that he can keep that chip on his shoulder, because to him right now he's not playing for MVPs. His legacy is win or bust, and I think actually a little bit he'd like to win it without winning MVP and saying, hey, you guys had an MVP, I got another ring.
And I think there is another MVP he wants, and that would be a finals MVP, because he would be the only person in history to win finals MVP on 3 different teams. Think about that.
Yeah, there's Dozier going strong.
That's ridiculous.
Like, no one's done that.
No, that would level out the 4s too. He's got 4 regular season MVPs. He's got 3 finals MVP awards in those 3 championships, Cleveland, Miami, and now trying to do it here with Los Angeles. We remind you that the NBA playoffs on TNT are brought to you by Microsoft Teams. More ways to be a team. And by TikTok. Celebrating you, it starts on TikTok. 4:42 remaining in this 4th quarter of Game 1.
And I would say Kawhi is in that same boat as well.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's won finals MVP for San Antonio.
Yeah.
Finals last year for Toronto.
Plumlee on a nice leave. That was Dozier who set him up. Plumlee on the lob.
But we all know where the Clippers are now.
Ooh, man.
Where?
Well,
I know what you want to say.
I'll let CJ McCollum and Dame Lillard.
What Dame say? What did Dame say? I missed it. I've been off my social media, man.
Yeah.
Porter is fouled. I've never known Reggie to not finish what he started.
I'm so glad Reg didn't have. I'm glad Reg didn't have social media, boy, because who knows?
Oh, there would have been hitmen after me.
Oh, man.
There would have been contracts out on my life.
Oh, man.
It's been a long night for the Nuggets here tonight. Here's a bit of good news, and Nuggets fans know this well, as this very resilient Nuggets team has found its way to the Western Conference Finals. Twice in the Utah series, they were down 30 points in 2 different games at one point in the game. Down 30 twice.
That was Utah.
And then down 3-1, they came back and won that series. And of course, they had multiple double-digit deficits against the Clippers, down 3-1, and they came back
yes, they did.
in that one as well. So,
and let's also say this too. This is only game 1.
Right.
It's one game. They got smacked in game 1 versus the Clippers and came back and evened the series in game 2.
And you know what? If it leads to a bowl appearance, we're in for it.
You know it.
He's got some special talent, this guy. Rookie out of Oregon at 7'2", son of the great Manute Bol. Chris and I watched him in the NCAA tournament. The last tournament that was played, he was injured, just filling it up from behind the arc.
I told you then.
7'2".
I don't know why teams injure. I told you then. This guy, boy, and he has all type of game, and his length should make him a good defender.
Look at this length.
Pass it over him.
Remember Dana Altman saying he is going to be a star, and we'll see if he ends up that way. McGee back on the floor. Remember, he got the start here tonight. It was Dwight Howard who made the biggest impact among the center duo. Porter comes up short. 21-point lead Lakers. J.R. Smith getting some run here tonight. These are valuable minutes for guys like Smith, Jared Dudley, Quinn Cook on his way in, but the Laker vets, the 30-something crowd. LeBron James 15 and 12. Howard goes for 13 points, had a couple of blocks. Impressive on the defensive end, but Rondo had the game of the night outside of Anthony Davis as far as bench impact. Rondo was excellent tonight in all facets of the game with 7 points and 9 assists.
And veteran teams should be more plugged in with attention to detail. We saw with our coaches mic'd up at halftime, Coach Frank Vogel said, what do we have to worry about this team? This team answered in unison, second half comeback. So I know that Denver can come back and play, but the fact they put the whole league on notice that they could come back. So expect teams to make sure they value their leads just a little bit more against this Denver team.
Kuzma, and the push-off will be an offensive foul. So LeBron just peel off and on his way to the locker room, maybe get started on his treatment. 2:48 to go. LeBron James, 15 points, 12 assists. Points created for him, over 40 tonight.
Probably get early start on treatment on that little roll of that ankle. Probably put it in some ice.
Yeah.
Elevate it a little bit.
That was the left ankle in that first quarter, and just as we're worried about him, watching him, he has a couple of big jams. There's Bol. I'm telling you, he has some stuff. Bol, little turnaround.
You're not blocking that shot. You are not blocking that shot.
Unless you sit on someone else's shoulder.
Quinn Cook. See Troy Daniels on the floor, the former Laker with the Nuggets here, as J.R. Smith not afraid to get one up. He's got a three-pointer in the Western Conference Finals. Played just 6 games for the Lakers, did J.R. Smith. Dion Waiters in street clothes tonight. Waiters injured, not able to go, as Troy Dixon, beg your pardon, Troy Daniels scores it. There's Waiters. Smith and Waiters, additions to this team. Daniels can light it up. Out of Virginia Commonwealth, played for Shaka Smart.
And was on this Lakers team early in the year.
Well, the Lakers impressive tonight. They were dominant outside of their game ones. They lost game one against Portland, lost game one against Houston, ended up coming back and winning 4 in a row in each of those series. They've had 6 days off. Frank Vogel in his first year sees his superstar Anthony Davis go for 37 tonight. 10 rebounds as well.
Commercial break.